The situation surrounding unaccompanied Guatemalan migrant children has sparked intense debate and raises critical questions about immigration policies and human rights. Guatemala recently revealed that it was the one who proposed to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security that these vulnerable children be sent back to their home country, a move that has ignited controversy and concern among advocates and legal experts. On August 31st, the Guatemalan government publicly stated via the social media platform X that it had suggested to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem the idea of repatriating unaccompanied Guatemalan minors currently in the United States. This announcement came on the same day a federal judge issued a temporary block on the deportation flights carrying these children, halting their removal from the U.S. The government emphasized its intention to prevent these children from remaining in shelters or detention centers in the U.S. and expressed support for coordinated efforts to reunite them with their families back home. In their official statement, Guatemala outlined plans to assess the individual needs of each child and integrate them into social programs within the country. They asserted that all actions taken regarding these minors have respected their human rights and followed due legal process. However, the statement left some questions unanswered. NPR reached out to the Guatemalan government to clarify how many children they had requested to be returned and whether all the children's parents had consented to this repatriation, as a U.S. attorney suggested during a hearing on the same day. The Guatemalan authorities did not provide immediate answers or directly address these inquiries in their release. Interestingly, the Guatemalan government's statement contains a factual inconsistency. They claim the proposal to return the children was made to Secretary Noem during her visit to Guatemala in July. Yet, records show that Noem's visit to Guatemala actually took place on June 26th, following stops in Costa Rica, Honduras, and Paraguay as part of a Central America tour. During that June visit, Noem and Guatemala's Interior Minister Francisco Jimenez signed several agreements, including one that could allow individuals not originally from Guatemala to seek asylum there instead of in the U.S. This is notable because U.S. law currently permits asylum seekers to remain in the country while their cases are processed. On the same day, Noem was photographed at La Aurora International Airport in Guatemala City, observing the deportation of individuals from the U.S., alongside U.S. Ambassador Tobin Bradley. The Department of Homeland Security has not yet responded to NPR's request for comment on whether Guatemala indeed proposed the return of unaccompanied minors during Noem's June visit. This entire situation is far from straightforward. Some attorneys representing the Guatemalan children slated for deportation strongly dispute Guatemala's claim that the removal process has respected the children's rights. Lawyers from the National Immigration Law Center, who represent some of these minors, argue that attempting to deport children before they have the chance to complete their asylum claims violates both federal law and the U.S. Constitution. Efren C. Olivares, Vice President of Litigation at the National Immigration Law Center, condemned the government's actions, stating, "In the dead of night on a holiday weekend, the Trump administration ripped vulnerable, frightened children from their beds and attempted to return them to danger in Guatemala." This powerful statement highlights the emotional and legal turmoil surrounding the issue. Adding to the complexity, a U.S. District Court issued an emergency temporary restraining order on August 31st, which prevents the government from deporting any unaccompanied Guatemalan minors in U.S. custody for the next 14 days. The National Immigration Law Center has pledged to continue fighting to protect these children's rights and their ability to remain in the United States. But here's where it gets controversial. Should the U.S. prioritize repatriation to reduce the burden on its immigration system? Or should it focus on safeguarding the rights and well-being of these vulnerable children, even if that means allowing them to stay longer? And what responsibilities do countries like Guatemala have in ensuring the safety and care of their returning minors? These questions are at the heart of a debate that touches on immigration policy, human rights, and international cooperation. What do you think? Is the Guatemalan government's proposal a practical solution or a problematic shortcut? Should the U.S. government respect these repatriation requests or prioritize the asylum process for these children? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below.